Welcome to Bookworm. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about the book Billy Budd. Our winner will not only win their very own copy of Billy Budd, but a copy of literature of the American Southwest. So, here we go.
For those of you who haven't read Billy Budd Sailor with related readings by Herman Melville, it takes place at the end of the 18th century, where on the Right of Man, a merchant ship, an American sailor named Billy Budd is called to serve on a warship, the Belly Point. Once on the Belly Point, Billy fears punishment and strives to do his duties correctly, but continuously gets in trouble for minor infractions. Billy gets advice from Dansker, who concludes that his trouble is due to the fact that the master-at-arms, Claggart, holds a grudge against Billy. On another night, Billy is woken up and asked to meet in a remote part of the ship. Confused he goes, and there he is asked and bribed by a sailor he has never met to join a mutiny if one should happen. Billy refuses and uncharacteristically threatens the man for suggesting it. Later, Claggart approaches Captain Vier with news of rumored mutiny. Claggart names Billy Budd as the ringleader. Captain Vier summons Billy and repeats what Claggart has told him. Rendered speechless and enraged by Claggart's lies, Billy punches Claggart in the forehead. The blow kills Claggart. In a drumhead court, Billy admits to the blow, but says he was not planning mutiny. After deliberation, the jury, despite Captain Vier's full support of Billy's innocence, finds Billy guilty. Despite the ruling, Billy appears to be in a perfect state of peace, and is hung the next morning, his final words being, "God bless Captain Vier." He dies hanging calm and still.
Okay, here are the rules. The first person to buzz in and answer the question correctly is the winner. The person at the end of the game with the most questions answered correctly will win our 2 books of the day. Contestant number 1, please tell us your name and where you're from.
I'm Alice Wallowitz. I am from South Africa.
Contestant number 2, tell us your name and where you're from.
My name is Agnes Van Winkle, and I'm from Elgin, Oregon.
Is this the first time you've read this novel?
Yes.
Now it's time for some personal questions. I would like to get to know you better in relation to the book. So Alice, tell me, what did you like about the book?
I like the character of Billy Budd because even though he was put into a bad situation, he was peaceful about it.
I agree. What I liked about the book was that it took place in the ocean. Agnes, what did you dislike about this book?
I didn't like that it was really hard to understand. You had to reread pages over and over and look up notes just to understand the meaning.
I agree. It was very difficult to comprehend, and I didn't like the related readings in the end. How do you respond to the various elements of the literature? Are there different opinions between both of you?
I liked the characters, like Claggart, because Billy kind of needed that pressure on him, and he fit nicely with the story.
I didn't like him at all. He was a creeper, and he was lurking around, and he was a liar. I liked the setting because it was very American.
I thought the setting was really boring.
What are your personal reactions to this novel? Based on what?
My strongest reaction was when Billy got hung because I thought it was unnatural and creepy, and I think death is scary. Yeah.
How did your impression on this novel evolve from the beginning to the end?
First, I hated it a little bit, but then I hated it a lot because it was just really hard to understand throughout the whole thing, and then as soon as you start to like the main character, he dies. It's stupid.
How do you connect to the novel through a personal experience or background?
One time I went sailing with my grandpa.
I personally know what it's like to be forced into being a different person than you really are and not being really allowed to have any individuality, which is what Billy Budd was going through on his Thursday.
Now the games begin! Woo! Yes! Who is the main character?
Francis. Idiot.
Billy Budd.
How does the writing affect the American persona?
A lot of this is reflected through Billy Budd. He is young, handsome, and affable, which is the persona often cast on young American men.
What did the author intend to accomplish when he wrote the novel?
I think he writes this book to kind of prove the individual versus society and how that can tear down people's innocence.
How does the novel help define Americanism, or the developing culture?
This book shows the developing culture of America through the symbols of the ships. Billy leaves the ship The Rights of Man, which stands for his rights, to go to the Belly Point, which stands for power, structure, and war. But even on the Belly Point,
People will fight if they feel treated unfair. This is shown through the mutinies.
and fighting for what you believe in is what Americanism is about.
Why is the writing style the way it is?
Oh!
It was epic.
It explained things in great detail, and it made you feel like you were actually there.
How is the writing original?
He uses lots of naval terms to make it more realistic, unlike other sailing stories. It's very unique.
Who is Captain Veer?
Wasn't ready. No one cares. He's the captain of the Belly Point.
Where does this literature fit into the emerging genres of early American literature?
It does not fit in. It was Mexican.
It wasn't Mexican. It does fit in with early American lit because it was written in early America by an American author.
Finish these verses from Epic Survival of Shackleton. Out of whose womb came the ice, out of the hoary frost of heaven? Who hand gathered it? The waters are hid as with a stone.
And the face of deep is frozen.
What's the name of the ship that they were on?
The Belly Point.
Who is Dansker?
Is he the rat? No, you're not supposed to answer.
He is an older sailor on the boat whom Billy confided in.
Why does John Clagger dislike Billy?
Clagger doesn't like Billy because he was told that Billy had said bad things about him.
Agnes, you've won! Here's your bonus question. What did the caged skylark from later readings express in a new way?
It expresses in a new way a soul confined by fate and unable to express its true self.
Agnes, you've won! Here's your prize, your very own copy of Billy Budd.
Everyone at Elgin is going to be so excited.
And that was another episode of Bookworm.
Hi, my name is Bob, and I approve this message.
I am Alice
How does Vinegar fit into the word law?
Society.